So we'll go ahead and we'll call the Planning Commission meeting to order at 6:34 p.m. Amy Cossack, would you please give us a roll call?
Yes. Norm?
Here.
Amy Kapistashi?
Here.
Joe?
Here.
Doug? And Mayor?
I am here. All right, Doug, you were on mute for the here. Still on mute, Doug.
So's Amy Kapostasi.
Yeah, but we heard Amy.
Yeah, but I want to be muted because I'm next to the school and they get really loud over there.
Sure.
Understood.
Aha, hello.
There we
There
go.
you are. All right, so we got everybody here.
Very good.
All right,
Thank you.
good. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 14th, 2020 meeting?
So moved.
I would say, and then let me just add this. I know there's a typo, Amy, and I'll go over it with you tomorrow. I can't find it quickly now, but
Okay.
but it's just a clerical typo. Okay, so a motion to
Okay.
approve with with that correction.
Again, so moved.
Thank you. Joe, you want to give us a second again?
Oh, okay, second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, thank you. Is Dave Ranishi on the phone, Amy?
You know, he was supposed to be on the call. He was on a planning commission meeting prior to this. He must be running a little bit late.
Okay.
Um,
All right, well then I guess we can move into the site plan then for Nautical Ridge Development. I know you and I have talked quite a bit. It seems like we've met the minimum guidelines here. Do you have anything to report, Amy?
well, Doug Radecki has reviewed the Nautical Ridge site plans quite extensively. His report has been provided in your packet, which addresses landscaping, timetable of construction that's provided, and then he goes into his staff comments. Mark, anything that you wanted to add to any of Dave's remaining comments?
No, I think they're pretty basic at this point in time. What I do want to report to the Planning Commission, though, is that as of today, we've received 3 occupancy permits for the 4 units that we've constructed to date. That the model is opening this weekend, which is the 4th unit. The 3 units that we have occupancy permits for, 2 are closing this week or early next week, and the 3rd one will close on June 15th. And the phase 2, we are removing the 4 units where the road has not yet been constructed. So we're asking for approval, I believe, of 15 future units, of which I'm pleased to report that 6 have been sold as of today, and there's a delivery date between October 1st and Thanksgiving, obviously subject to what happens this evening. But things have been going very well, and I think now that kind of things are starting to open up, we expect to be have a lot of traffic over the next couple months to hopefully sell the remaining next phase, and then decide on planning for the future phase on the remaining 5 acres in the back of the property. I reviewed the approvals from April of last year, and and the comments about being consistent with what's there. I haven't had any questions or concerns from the association's president, the attorney for the association. We've been very complimentary of each other, and we worked well together. We had a couple of issues with regarding amending the homeowner documents to satisfy some of the lenders, because a couple of my buyers went with national lenders, Wells Fargo and Huntington and Chase all wanted some amendments. The association was very cooperative in making those amendments to the declaration, and we were able to move forward with those sales. We have, I was expecting, and I'm sorry Dave isn't on the phone call because we did get his report, and my engineer was supposed to have made the few changes with regards to numbering of the units.
Okay.
I think that was the major one, and taking off those 4 units where the road has not been constructed. Although it was just so for purposes of this conversation, it's only about 80 feet of road that we would have to extend. And of course, we would extend all the utilities to service those units. We wouldn't be coming off of any existing utilities, but we'll work on that this summer or fall and keep moving forward with those additional 4 units as we plan the next phase of the development. So I think with regards to comment number 3, and with regard, I think it's comment number 3, and then the under staff comments 1 and 3 would pertain to those 4 additional units. But I think other than that, landscaping has been consistent with what we proposed and to the association and what they've accepted as far as the existing 4 units that we've just completed, and the changing of the numbers on the site plan. That's really all I have to say. Just so you know, the one unit that sold, the 1 unit that sold for the least amount of money was $199.9, and we have one that's under contract for $219.9. So with the units that we have are about to transfer and the units that are under contract, we're approaching close to $2 million of new housing in the village of Fairport Harbor.
Okay. Thank you.
Any comments from the committee?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
my understanding is that Mr. Strauss has satisfied the comments from Dave Radishi. Is that correct?
That
That
would
is-
be, I'm sorry, go ahead, Amy.
Yes, that is correct, Doug.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that things are finally going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe is on. You guys. Yeah. Joe and Amy, you got to unmute. Joe Casper, you are muted.
Oh, I don't have anything to say.
Hold on, Amy. Sorry. Joe and them are trying to go. You're still muted. All right, they might have went offline. She's back. We'll get there.
It's a new era.
Yes. All right, Amy Capo, you go ahead and we'll let them come in.
I don't have any comments except for thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Norm, do you have any comments at this time?
It sounds like we've satisfied the comments from earlier, from a few months ago, so it sounds like we're going in the right direction.
Okay,
Now?
there we go. I see you guys. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, what are we talking about?
We wanted to know if you had any comments on the staff report.
No, sir, it looks good.
Okay, all right. I would have to agree. So I think we can approve as, I guess, shown. I don't think there's any need to put any conditions on what I'm seeing here in front of me. I mean, because the staff comments are clear that you got to reparcel them, and then they have said to consult with the engineer, the county engineer, as far as the extension goes at that time when you build those. So I'm certainly satisfied with what's before us. So if there's nothing else, I would ask then for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
This is
Second.
Norman. I'll second the motion.
Second.
Okay, Amy, why don't you go ahead and call a roll?
Okay, Norm,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
And go ahead. And I'm a yes as well.
okay.
Mr. Strauss, congratulations and good luck with the rest of your development. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And we'll be reaching out to the Planning Commission shortly. I know that we can have a gathering of at least 10 people, so we're going to have a little meet and greet at the model here in the next few weeks or months. So we'll be reaching out to you, Amy, for invites and things like that.
Looking forward to it.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we can go on to item number 3. That's a request from Senate Properties in regards to permanent parcel number 14A as in Adam -25-19 located at 1185 St. Clair Extension in Fairport Harbor. The property is currently zoned marine and recreational, and it is being requested that the property be rezoned for industrial. I know the staff report is in support of this. Amy, do you have any comments?
I do not have any additional comments. Dave put in the staff report, the obstacles that will be in place with the sanitary sewer. But other than his notes, I don't really have anything additional to add. I know we have Dean on the line today too. So Dean, I don't know if you'd like to add any of your.
Yeah. I was hoping Dave was going to be, but from what I understand, it shouldn't be a problem switching from recreation to industrial. As I mentioned, we're in the midst right now of planning for the current leaser as far as tenant. They're still moving this plan. Supposedly they should be vacated by in fact, if you drive by, there's 2 huge dumpsters, so they're kind of starting the process. About 156 trucks.
Mr. Sengus, can you get closer to the microphone, please?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay. I just did that.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? Is it clear? Can you hear
You're
me?
much more clear. You're much more clear.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm speaking right into the microphone. Yeah. The current tenant right now is on target as far as vacating by the end of June to move everything down to their corporate headquarters in Wichita. So they're probably going to start the process right now. It's going to be about 156 truckloads. Up until this point, we've been working closely with Global Real Estate, Neil Sawicki, as far as having, various potential new tenants visit the facility. Obviously, the COVID-19 has really slowed things down, as you can imagine. But up until that point, we had a few good prospects. Then they kind of got put on hold. Another option until we can find a long-term tenant. We being Sank, we're looking for a 7 to 10 year lease tenant to move in. Until then, we might be looking at maybe potentially subleasing it. There's some companies that are looking to expand some either warehouse space or operations, and maybe month to month use our facility for that. So we're looking at that option as well. Now keep in mind, from a Sank standpoint, the current tenant, they're the way the agreement is, they have to, even though they move out, they're going to have to continue paying rent until January or February of 2023. so they're pretty much on the hook. But the whole thing is we all, meaning us all, we've been, I was with a company that started the company RPETs back 25 years ago. And even prior to that, we had companies, the same building since 1985. So we've been a pretty good tenant for Fairport Harbor there in the building as well. So we really want to find a new tenant, a company to move in and not leave a building empty for Fairport Harbor, because there's obviously a lot of employees that are basically going to be let go there, have been, and will ultimately be let go. So hopefully, things, now that this COVID-19 is starting to loosen up a little bit, we're going to get some more traction and, more companies that might be interested. But like I said, in the meantime, we might be looking at some subleasing. But one of the main things for this 2 acres that's behind us, if somebody is interested and they're looking to expand down the road, what we don't want to do is we don't want to have an issue later on where they're stuck with land that's zoned for marine recreational as opposed to industrial. We'd rather just get that out of the way, be a little proactive, have it already zoned for industrial, as is, the neighboring land that's on the other side of St. Clair, as well as, where the current property is, other than the Metro Park that's right behind them, and hopefully get that rezoned.
Okay, very good. I wish you guys all the luck in the world in getting that place. You guys are occupying that building, and as you said, Dean, you guys have been wonderful to the village over the many years, and it's certainly sad to see the end of the era. But I have full faith and confidence that you folks have got a good, solid plan going forward. I have no issue rezoning this as industrial. To put the utilities there to try to make it marine recreational would be very cost prohibitive. Like you alluded to, everything else in that area is really industrial. So this just makes sense to move that into that. So I'll take comments from the committee.
This is Norm, and I agree with rezoning this to establish consistency with the other couple parcels around it.
Thank you, sir.
I'm in favor of rezoning, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Tim?
Yes, sir.
I don't have any issues with it either, other than it would probably be a good idea to have that consolidated. Norm may have already said that, but it was broken up. That would help take care of the sanitary issues. And I think it would clean it up better if it was consolidated.
So you're saying to consolidate the two lots into one?
Correct.
Is that a condition that we want to put on that?
I would suggest that.
Okay.
I would think it would be then 3 parcels, correct? You already have the 2 existing parcels plus the 1 rezoning?
Well, there's 3 parcels right now. I'm a little bit confused on what's being requested. I just want to make sure that there's no anything that, I'm not too sure what the scenarios would be going forward. If, like, for instance, if somebody wants us to buy the current property that's sitting on the current 5 acres where the building is, and that's all they care about, they might not care about 2 acres at this point behind, as well as the 5 acres to the right. I'm not too sure which. I think that would be to the south. To combine them, that might force them to take land that might not need when they just want the building. So, I might be reading into this wrong.
Okay, I agree then. I see what you want to do. You want to consolidate the 2 parcels then. Okay, I'm in favor of that. This is Norm again.
So we need to consolidate.
Talking about consolidating parcel 024 and 019?
Well, I'm in favor of being as flexible as we can.
Well, 024 and 024 and 029. Which
019.
Okay, 019. And well, that's what I'm saying is if when you say combine, I guess from your end, I guess it doesn't make any difference. We would obviously, depending on if somebody just wants to buy the building and they only want the 5 acres or the 4.8 acres that it's on right now, if that's all they care about, that doesn't prohibit them from them. They don't have to take the whole consolidated property. Correct?
It's Joe again. I'm in favor of staying as flexible as possible.
Thanks, Joe. Dave Radishi, you just joined the conversation. Do you have any input on the question before? So Doug made a suggestion that maybe we put a condition on to consolidate all 3 parcels. The Songuses would like to keep that as an option to not have that part of the factory building. If they combined it all and want to sell it, do they have to sell all 3 parcels at one time? Can they sell the 2 parcels where the factory sits and still have that one? So really the question is, are we tying their hands up by making this one big block of land?
Correct.
Yes, you are tying their hands. Currently, they currently have 3 parcels, and they could sell individual parcels. The main issue that's wrong with the existing parcel is that there's no sanitary sewer line. The parcel is being requested to be rezoned. There's no sanitary sewer line to it, but there are different options to gain sanitary sewer by if the county sanitary engineer will allow them to do like a pump station to the property, a small pump station from the back property. They can run a sewer line from along the side of their other property through an easement. So yes, you are tying their hands because once they combine it, and they have to split it.
Okay. Doug, are you okay if we don't combine?
As long as we can, I'm just going off David's comments, number 5 here about the sanitary sewer, and to make sure that we don't have any problems in the future, if it may in the future need to be reconfigured or not necessarily consolidated. But as long as we can satisfy these comments on number 5, I'm okay with it.
Well, there are 2 things. First, I don't want to tie anybody's hands, and I believe they can reconfigure in the future at some other time.
This is Norm, and I agree with Joe on that. Then I can live with that.
Okay, Amy Capostacci, do you have a comment here?
No, I'm good with that.
Okay, I believe I am as well. Okay, well, then I think we need a motion then to approve the rezoning of the lot from marine and recreational to industrial.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Amy, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Norm,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you again and good luck with the sale of the property.
Thank you. Thank you, Eddie,
Yes.
for making that happen. I appreciate that. And then I'll keep you updated as far as any news, as far as getting a new tenant over there or any other activity that's going on over there. How does the rezoning work? Does that happen after approval? How much time takes place before it actually does get rezoned?
So Dave, would you like to address that for Dean?
I believe that this board is making a recommendation to rezone the property to the council. The council will have to set a public hearing, and then after they open and close the public hearing, then they will have to pass an ordinance to change the zoning. And then after the council does 3 readings, then it becomes law that the zoning district is changed. So it's going to take a couple of months before it gets changed to industrial.
About how long?
If we were in a normal circumstances and the council was meeting every other week, it would probably take 6 weeks.
Okay.
With the meetings taking once a month, we're probably looking at 3 months.
Okay. Just good to know. Thanks.
Now, does that 3 months hurt you for any reason?
No, I think we should be okay.
All right, just stay in touch with Amy if that should happen to change, because we could always call a special meeting.
I will let you
We're
know.
just on our summer schedule now, and we typically do one a month, but
Yep.
it doesn't mean that we won't have any other reasons to meet. We just got to give a 24-hour notice to do it. So,
It shouldn't be a problem, but like you said, I'll let you know.
okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Does anybody else have any other business? All right.
Nothing here, Mayor.
All right. My favorite part of the meeting. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. We're out of here. All those in favor, aye.
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 All right. Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Virtual hugs to all.
Yes. Take care. Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Sean.
Dave,
Sean, are you still
Um,
there, Sean?
who are you looking for, Doug?
I want to look at the end. I just want to, maybe you can help me set up my